Hey guys, Sandy here, and I am scrapbooking the YouTube team announcement from Cheeky Studio. And to create that layout, I actually have some stuff. Yay, some Cheeky Studio stuff. Now, I have this watercolor palette from Yazatomo. I guess that's how you say it. They're like pearlescent watercolors. I wish you could like work these like eyeshadows because I think that's beautiful. So I'm going to try to do something in the background, not sure what. And then I have this wood veneer that says Cheeky on it. I'm going to use this as part of my title. I also have this Wild Flowers sequin pack, which I think goes great with the Midnight Florals ephemera pack that I am going to use. I mean, look, it's perfect. So let's see what I can do. Now, shame on me, I'd actually forgotten to start the camera when I first started watercoloring, and it does look kind of like a hot mess. Now, what I've done is just taken the watercolors that were closest to the colors in the ephemera from Cheeky Studio, and I'm just using a lot of water and the water brush and just kind of creating something. Not even exactly sure what it is. And believe me, it does look like a hot mess right now, but I just keep going with it until it doesn't look like a hot mess. Now, see, I'm just comparing the colors, making sure like what goes where. So my water brush. Now, this water brush kind of ticks me off because I guess you're not really supposed to squeeze the water brush. I don't know, but you squeeze the water brush and water comes out of it, but then the paint sucks back up into the water brush, which kind of ticked me off. So anyway, I probably won't use a water brush in the future. I thought that they were like so handy and awesome, but you know, whatever. Now I am putting a ton of water on this, and I am spraying it and making a huge mess, and I'm okay with that because I like what's happening. I like the movement from the water onto the paper. Like I'm really happy with it. I like the way the colors are kind of like modeling together, and I just really like it. And I'm trying to keep, you know, my mess to a minimum where I'm not having a ridiculous amount of mess going on. So I turned the paper over and tapped it the other direction because I thought, you know what? I need this cool effect going from the top to the bottom of the page. So I'm just adding in more color, spraying more water. This is me, that's me off to the side, kind of trying to clean the brush off a little bit because, you know, I was too lazy to actually go get a cup of water, but you know, whatever. Spraying it works too, right? So I'm just going ahead and just keeping on adding color, and you can see like where the water is pooling on the paper because there is so much of it. And the only thing I'm doing is just keeping on like adding more and more color just to make it happen. And now I'm going to do my thing where I spray a bunch of water and then clean up the mess. And I'm trying to get like the big water drops off the paper and kind of have it smooth because I don't want that edge of thick like dried watercolor on my paper. So I just rub it up and down over top of a paper towel, and I'm just checking out the colors, and I'm happy with it. So I go ahead and let that dry, and I did let it dry overnight. I'm just taking the photo that I printed out of Tuesday's announcement for the YouTube team, and I'm just matting it on some, it has like a metallic sheen paper, and it was in my scrap files. I have no idea where the paper came from, but it's a great blue color that matches great with the floral die cuts and ephemera. And then I decide that I'm going to pop it up a little bit, give it a little bit of texture and dimension with some fun foam. And I have a couple different colors of fun foam. I have some black and some white and gray and brown, which I bought for the reason I could cut letters out as well and do my own thickers. So I bought the neutral ones. And I also have some lime green and some really bright purple. And they're different thicknesses of foam. So I just kind of choose like which thickness of foam I want if I'm not cutting out letters. And I just go ahead and position that right over top the watercolor. And I didn't exactly get the printing correct for my photo. And you can kind of see YouTube and Team is cut off. So I'm going to cover that up. I'm going to cover up those 2 blank squares. One is from the die cut pack right there, and I love the color. Like that blue color goes so great with my paper scraps. It's ridiculous. Like super great. And then I'm just, let's see. I just pulled out my Midnight Floral ephemera because I want to look at it because it's pretty. Now, Tuesday was awesome enough to send me a little bit of a sneak preview of the ephemera printed on vellum. And I really like the look of it, and I really like the look of combining it with the ephemera that is printed on white. So I went ahead and mixed it, and I was thinking I was just going to do some florals here on the bottom and maybe, you know, go up the side a little bit, and I would have it kind of like curving around, like the florals curved around to the title. And the more I played with the ephemera and the more I like flipped through these gorgeous, gorgeous flowers, I decided I needed to have more flowers than that. My flowers needed to be a lot, and I'm okay with that. So I have these thickers, and they are those little thickers that I was so disappointed with when I found out what they were. So when these thickers were in the CHA videos, I thought that these were tile thickers on color. I didn't realize that it was the background paper that was the color. Anyway, I start out with the white, and it starts out saying I am a cheeky chick, but I end up changing it to a cheeky chick, and then I'm going to change the white out too. I'm going to put all the little white thickers back and flip it over and go for the blue ones because I think it looks better. So here's why I've just gone to a cheeky chick. And then what's awesome, I really hope Tuesday makes these vellum pieces a thing in the shop because they're just gorgeous. And I love the fact that I can put my ATG on them and you really can't see the adhesive through them on the back. So super ridiculously happy about that. Now I'm just tucking it in and adding some layers. I'm trying to mix up the vellum and the ephemera pieces on the cardstock and, you know, pulling out different types of flowers and different leaves and just building it and having a lot of fun. And I know I'm covering up a tremendous amount of that watercolor that I spent a good amount of time like squirting the paper and doing the colors and waiting for it to dry, but I think it really, like, it works. At least it does in my mind. I think it totally works. This is probably something I'll continue to do, is to create a background with the colors of my ephemera and stuff like that, and then just, you know, go for it and make it happen. So if you haven't already checked it out, Cheeky Studio is going to have a monthly kit, and you need to check it out. It's going to have 12 by 12 papers and, of course, this awesome Cheeky Studio ephemera and other bits and goodies tucked in there as well. So make sure that you go to Cheeky Studio and check it out because I am in love with what she has sneak peeked us so far. Completely and totally in love. Okay, so here is where I'm thinking, well, do I add a couple flowers up at the top, or do I just kind of, you know, because I'm getting farther and farther up. I'm getting farther and farther up on the page. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I think I'm going to add, I think I'm going to keep going. I'm just flipping through and looking for pieces that kind of go. just trying to find little pieces to tuck and fold. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but I am like tucking some of the leaves and some of the petals over top of the photo and tucking some of them under because I have that fun foam under there. So I'm just kind of, you know, tucking and moving, and just so that there's texture, because while all of these pieces that I am putting on this paper are paper, I want it to have a little bit of texture and a little bit of dimension. Now this is where I decide to change out and go for the darker thickers. And I think it really, hello, why was I not getting the darker thickers? Oh, I think I was just testing it out and thinking about it. And look, I wasn't even sure where that sucker was going, but I put adhesive on him because he was definitely going down on this page. I mean, look at these Midnight Florals. They are just gorgeous. And what's awesome with the Midnight Florals, the ephemera pack has like a swatch of the colors, and it's just gorgeous. Like, she does such amazing work, and they're so detailed and they're so beautiful. Like, I'm really in love with Tuesday's Florals. She just does really beautiful ones. And, you know, I don't know when this video is actually going to go up, but she sneak peeked us some of her stuff that she's doing next month. I think July. I'm recording this in June, and I think it's going up in July, but oh, she does gorgeous stuff. Okay. So now I'm thinking I need something over here just to give it a little bit of weight, because there is a lot of stuff going over on the right-hand side of the page. I mean, a lot of stuff going over on the right-hand side of the page. All the watercolors there, all the florals there, all the photos there. Like, it's definitely way over here. And I kept trying to put in those little feathers, but I just didn't make them work. So here is where I'm like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring in another one of these little label things that I kind of used down here to cover up the word YouTube. And I'm like, yes, this is working. So down that goes, and down this goes, and I'm just going to create this little cluster over here just to balance out the page just a little bit more than it is, because it is awfully, awfully right-handed side heavy. And I'm like, yep. What else? What else should I put up here? What else should I tuck? Because, you know, I'm a big fan of the tucking. Had to trim that off a little bit just to put it there. Look at that. Look at that. Looking so good. Then, of course, got to cut off the excess right there. And I just really like the way that that looks. And I'm actually going to screw it up. I write the wrong words up there. And I didn't even realize I had written the wrong words until I showed my husband the page. And I was like, I cannot believe I wrote that. So I was trying to write, I think, 2018 design team, and I wrote 2018 design time. So, you know, well, it is what it is, and I'm leaving it. I'm writing the wrong words. I'm adding extra syllables in words. I'm just making up my own language over here, people. Well, makes sense. I do what I want anyway. Okay, so here is where I am finally changing out those white thickers for these darker blue ones. And I just really, I like it a whole lot better than the white. And I'm not exactly sure why it is. The white just looked, I don't know, kind of stark, and I wanted to add color to it. So instead of, you know, adding color to the white thickers, I just went ahead and pulled out the blue thickers. I really need a manicure. My hands are looking rough. Okay. And I'm looking at my hands now, not a couple weeks ago or a week or so ago when I did this layout here. And I'm just tucking some more stuff in, trying to figure out which leaf should go where. And I'm like, ooh, that looks cute there. Now here's where I'm going to make that error where I write design time. I say things and don't. That's the problem. Is I say things and I write things before my brain has completely engaged to know what is going on. It's a struggle. Okay, so now we're going to add some sequins. And I tried to do the thing where you drop sequins, you know, on the page and, oh, first I'm going to pull them out with this quick cuts stick tool, and now it's a silhouette stick tool. And then I decided, you know what, I'm just going to grab them and drop them on the page and let them be random and put them exactly where they fall. Well, I wasn't totally keen on exactly where they fell, so I moved them around a little bit. And then I just went ahead and used my Zots and stuck them down that way. Now, I don't have the mini Zots, but these are small Zots, and it's pretty small. I do want to get my hands on some of those mini Zots, though. So here it is. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please go check out Cheeky Studio and see these fabulous, fabulous products over there. Midnight Florals is a favorite of mine. And remember, if you use my discount code SANDY10, you'll be able to take 10% off of your order. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you later this month for another Cheeky Studio process video.